Hi everybody, it's Sean Holsinger again here from holsingersflyshop.com. Today we're going to do the second episode in our beginner series. We're going to tie another easy fly to tie. This is going to be the black ant. It's going to be a wet fly or a nymph, you can use it as. It's a very simple fly to tie. What we're going to do is we're going to use our lead wire, the same thing I showed you in our first episode. We're going to using the waltz worm. We're going to tie just a little bit on the back, and then we're going to tie a little bit on the front. One key when beginning with fly tying here, you never want to cut wire, anything lead like this. You don't want to cut it on the tips of your scissors. You'll wear the scissors down. You always want to cut it back here in the back. Sometimes I'll use my scissors to help me twist around here too when you get a little tag in like this. But you want to wrap lead on here. Go a little bit in the back, and then we're going to make another ball here in the front. This is a very good summer pattern. Whenever the ants start dropping in the creek, trout just suck them up. They love to eat the ants. You catch a lot of them, you know, June, July, August. It's a good time to fish an ant pattern. I fish this on my nymph. It's a weighted one. I'll fish it when I'm nymph fishing. Just add it on to the 2 or 3 that I'm fishing with. What you're going to do here, you're going to have 2 sections of lead, and we're going to split that up with our thread. That's going to add a little bit of body here in a minute, you'll see. You're going to start your thread on here. Then we're going to wrap it back over. You're going to cover your lead up. Hold it into place. Okay, you have 2 clumps of lead there, you'll see. Now the next thing you're going to do, we're going to put some dubbing on here. We're going to build the body of the ant up a little bit. I'm going to start back towards the back. I'm just going to use some black dubbing. Very simple fly, not a whole lot of material you need. And like I said, you'll catch lots of fish on it at the right time of the year. So you're just going to twist some dubbing onto your black thread. You don't want to make it too thick on there. That's one of the common beginners' mistakes, is making their dubbing too thick. Just twist it right up to the front, or I should say the back of the shank there. And then we're just going to make a ball at the back here. Twist that up to the middle. We're just going to make a ball on the back, and then we're going to come up here to the front. We're going to do the same thing in the front. We're going to make a ball in the front, and we're going to leave that middle section open to get the segmented body look like an ant has. I'm using a size 14 hook on this one. I'll use a 14 or a 16 typically. I don't really like to get big like a 12. I like to stay small. And I'm using super fine dubbing on this one. I got my front end a little bit bigger. I'm going to add just a hair to the back. Using super fine dubbing on this because it makes a tighter wrap. This is like actually a dry fly dubbing, but I like a tighter wrap on this. Some people will wrap their whole thing with thread. They'll actually make 2 thread balls. I just think it's a lot easier to do it with the dubbing. A lot less time than sitting there wrapping a big ball of thread. Once you get your two sections built up, put a little bit of thread here in the middle, and then the next thing we're going to do, we're going to add a piece of hackle to get the leggy look on this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the webbing off the bottom. I'm going to peel that back a little bit. You'll see how I peel it back like that. I'm going to cut that section off. I'm not going to use that section. Then I'm going to tie the end I cut off. I'm going to tie that into that middle section. Make a couple wraps, 3 or 4 wraps there, tie that down. Then I'm going to get my hackle pliers. Okay, once I have my hackle pliers, I'm just going to stick them on at the back. Here's your hackle pliers if you're interested. Stick them on the back of a feather, right on the vein. Oops. And then I'm just going to make about 3, probably no more than 3 twists around the hackle here. with the hackle, I mean. And then I'm going to tie that off. Three. Okay, then I'm going to trim off my hackle. Pull these back just a hair, make sure I get it wrapped a little tight there. Then I'm going to bring my thread up to the front and whip finish it off. And that's all that's to this fly. Like I said, this is the second fly in our beginner series. I hope these work well for you. And I know they have for me. They're easy to learn, and they're ones you can learn to do a lot of, do a little bit of practice of. And our purpose of doing the beginner series is we're going to add one new step each time. Like last one we dubbed, this one we added some hackle. Next time we'll see where we go with it. Thanks a lot for watching, and come visit us on holsingersflyshop.com for all you need to tie these flies. Thank you.